Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. I'm Crash Rowsell. It's once again time to crash guns with another special top 15 in a way video. If you guys didn't know, in September of 2017, I uploaded a series called Second Chance. It was where I took my top 10 least favorite Skylanders and replayed them in my favorite level and gave them a brand new aspect. And it was honestly because of the Dragon Lock that unlocked my like for Sunbird, so I decided to give him a real second chance and make that series. At the end of that series, I talked about how I was going to do a Season 2, and that Season 2 switched into a debuting series in March of 2019 of Honesty Half Hour. At the end of that series, over 100 episodes, I realized that so many Skylanders are fantastic that deserved a second chance. Now, most of you don't have the luxury that I have of literally sitting down and making a video series where I talk about these Skylanders that deserve a second chance and give them a good, honest try. But I think there's some out there that you deserve to try again to see if they're actually pretty good. And that's why today I'm giving you 15 Skylanders that deserve a second chance. So how this works is they're in no particular order, I'm just having them willy-nilly. I did get at least one Skylander from every single game, and these are Skylanders that I feel like were a little bit overshadowed compared to other Skylanders that are in the game with them, or other characters in general where they compare to someone else or anything like that. Now, a couple of these Skylanders are going to be very obvious for you because I've talked about how much I love them. A couple of them were ones that I've realized how good they work when I did, like, say, the Skylander Royal Rumble or Honesty Half Hour, for example. And that's what this video is all about, to give you guys 15 Skylanders to retry, replay, and realize how great of a character they are. And that's what this video is all about, so let's not waste any more time. Hop right in to our first second chance Skylander. Even though this Skylander got named through a Frito-Lay's competition, I always see people looking past this unique Dragonfly Skylander with a basic name. People always throw him into the combo with Camo, even though the only comparison is the colors and the fact that they rapidly shoot with their main attack. However, giving him an actual chance shows off the other abilities, the Buzz Dash attack and the Fly Slam that shoots out apples that heal you up. Now, I've seen a lot of people upset that the upgraded Fly Slam makes you lose health, but using it gives you health, so it keeps you pretty even once you get the hang of it. High Five is part of the underrated cores, and this list proves that you should re-look into him once more. A few years back, I wouldn't even have considered putting Rubble Rouser on a list like this. He was one of those Skylanders I didn't openly love, but I didn't truly hate, so he would just kind of float around in my mind and through playthroughs. But the thing that changed was the Skylander Royal Rumble. Rubble Rouser hits like a freight train. One of the heaviest hitter Skylanders I've ever played as, Rubble Rouser is an Earth Skylander I first overlooked as Doomstone was sitting right there being literally perfect. So with all that aside, giving Rubble Rouser a second chance shows how hard his hammer swing hits, and having the little dudes pop out of the ground to help take everyone out, Rubble Rouser shows his worth. Well, especially when he won the Skylander Royal Rumble, and every day since, he has been impressing me continuously. So this is the Skylander that inspired this whole list. For some reason, people diss Tidepool over and over, yet her moveset is very fun and something that takes a little bit to master, but it's so worth it. The simple ink bullets make quick work of any enemy, but mixing them with the squid toss ability and shooting a whale tail towards the fray gives you terrain damage throughout. Her moveset is something that takes a while for you to get the flow going, but after a little bit, you realize how great her moveset is and how awesome her soul gem ability is. You're gonna fall in love with her, like I did. Tidepool is hands down the best Skylander to give a second chance to, and you should do that right after this video. Now, I tried to give every game a fair chance to have at least one Skylander on this list, and I tried to stay away from characters I originally had in my series Second Chance, but Double Trouble immediately came to mind. This is one Skylander that everyone remembers, played as for a bit, and then kinda left him be. Double Trouble has given me so many memorable moments, especially in the Skylander Royal Rumble. I love the fact that his Eldritch Beam is a continuous hit no matter the angle or where you move. It's just a constant attack. Mixing the Magic Bomb or the unstable doubles to work on your onslaught of enemies gives you a range of attacks to get all the action out of Double Trouble you need to show why he needed a second chance. Now, this is the 4th time Gil Grunt had a new variant given to him. We have the Series 2, the Anchors Away, and Tidal Wave versions, so when they gave a Superchargers version to him, we were pretty worn out. So it was obvious that everyone kind of threw him to the side for the new Superchargers or the fresh recharge form of other characters. However, you shouldn't have just because of his previous forms. Yes, all of his other series variants might have had 1 or 2 new things added to him, but Deep Dive gave us a whole new side of Gil Grunt we never knew could exist. Using the Trident as a spear instead of just shooting them at enemies is a unique spin on a Skylander we've known for years, and spinning his regular jetpack into a new upgraded model is something we already knew and loved, but made it even better. Plus, keeping his long-range attack but turning into lightning bolts is awesome. Water and electricity moves always work great. Just look at Zap and Punk Shock. Giants was another game that took me a moment to figure out who to add to this list, but Swarm was 100% a Skylander that everyone kind of overshadowed by the others. Yes, Tree Rex, Eyebrow, Ninjinian, etc. were all kinds of fun and unique, but Swarm had such a unique moveset and style that you shouldn't overshadow. The fact that you can hover around enemies and shoot them repeatedly no matter the angle, then easily switch back to the Barb Blades when stationary, makes his moveset something you can switch around without a flaw. Now, if you had this list before on Half Hour, which couldn't be a thing since it evolved from the original Second Chance, I would have mentioned the Swarm form made no sense until you upgrade it. Increasing the abilities of the Swarm form gives him a great cleaver move, and the fact that it can be switched into a form of Shockwave is pretty great. You can literally take either ability path and make it worth a second try. This isn't the last Trap Master or even the last Trap Team character on this list, and for good reason. Trap Team has a huge roster from Trap Masters, new cores, new series Skylanders, and minis, so it's easy to find some missing out on the spotlight. Shortcut is one of them to me. Shortcut was very enjoyable the first time I played as him, as I loved the intensity of his moveset, snapping the scissors on every enemy to take them out in the most unique way, and throwing the nether needle to bring those enemies closer to you so you can use the scissors again, and then getting the upgraded phantom puppets down with the scissors to take out enemies pretty quickly altogether. When so many other Trap Masters have a ton of characteristics that make people replay them for ages, Shortcut has a unique spin to him that no character before or after has had since. Alright, when the key characteristic to your character has a gigantic whale that you can smash enemies with that can also shoot angry fish out of it to damage enemies, you have my attention. Riptide has a moveset that I constantly love to try out with a mix of different fish you can use for fighting. I love the fact that you can switch out your held fish for a totally different fighting style, which can either be more speedy with the swordfish or a more strength-based style with the hammerhead to do more damage. Plus, the giant whale move. Listen, if you need any more reason to play as him, this is the only good reason, because nothing is better than a giant whale. I don't need good reasons. You know who I am. Well, would you look at this? A character that was in the first Second Chance and on Half Hour, and now he's here. Lightning Rod is the true standout in this entire list, as he was a character I didn't really give a true chance to throughout my entire time with him, until Second Chance gave me so many reasons to discover why he is so great. Lightning Rod has a wild moveset that you will love, from the ranged attack with his lightning bolts to his fluffy butt challenge move, aka the Zapper Field, that can do some great terrain damage to the enemies in the area, and the lightning avatar that does massive giant damage to anything willing to try to take you down. Lightning Rod is unique when it comes to how many times he's been given a second chance by me, and now it's your turn. I won't lie. Splat is clearly a ripoff of Splatoon, which is fine enough. Everyone has to rip off something they like, but it wasn't until my run with her in Honesty Half Hour that made me realize how great this Skylander actually is when you look past her blatant ripoff. The mix of her artesian attacks to pummel enemies and use her secondary attack to fling ink blobs at everyone while throwing an inkling into the battle gives us a great mix of moves, and something truly unique throughout. Both of the magic representatives and superchargers might have been underwhelming at first glance, but giving them both the time of day we'll see how great they are. But Splat, on the other hand, she's a whole other level of pure fun and one of the most unique movesets you'll ever see. Man oh man, the most blandly named Skylander of all time makes an appearance here. The first time you use Blade, you get confused because he seems pretty meh, but once you upgrade him and get the hang of him, it becomes super clear how great Blades can be. The wing slice ability is similar to Blackout, but the damage range increases every time you level him up, makes him stronger and stronger. Blade shards give you range attacks in a way that can cause massive damage throughout. Now, the Cyclone Swirl is a move I was confused too at first, but I actually got a video shown by me about Blades being awesome. Plus, Honesty Half Hour made me try out every move they had, and well, the Cyclone Swirl was similar to Scratch's move, so I got the hang of it real quick. Even though it's a default name, he's not a default character at all. Just like some of the Skylanders on this list, I learned how great Chill was during the Skylander Royal Rumble. She might have been the first ever elimination in the history of the Rumble, but a few years later she became a powerhouse and almost won the entire thing. Her Ice Wall was great for blocking out enemies getting close to you, and then even using them as a knockback to enemies getting too close. Her Ice Javelin is great when upgraded because it can split through the ice walls and even get more than 2 thrown at a time. When you give Chill a real chance, even outside of her base game, you get to see the pure fun she has to offer, and a truly underrated member of the entire Giants roster. Tough Luck might suck in my personal opinion. High Five was spoken about earlier about being underrated, and everyone knows how good Food Fight is, but the other life Skylander in that bundle is Bushwhack. Bushwhack is one of my all-time favorite Soul Gem moves, Timber. Literally chopping down a giant tree to smash enemies in every area in front of him, no matter the distance, size, or angle. Bushwhack also has a great range attack with a Mystic Acorn, and of course, one of the coolest Traptanium weapons with the Axe. So Bushwhack is someone I loved playing as from day one. In a world where Tough Luck is the opposite to the amazing Bushwhack, they got something right with this Skylander, and everyone should focus on Bushwhack more than the disappointing Tough Luck.
If there's a drill, there's a way.
Just like Chill, Gorilla Drilla became more known to me when I threw him into the Skylander Royal Rumble and took over in the beginning of the second ever Rumble. A mix of Gorilla Drilla's parts can work when swapping him out too, making other Skylanders more powerful and mixing his style into everyone. Upgrading his Punching Monkey ability to make him punch repeatedly and setting up the planted turrets so you can plant yourself perfectly into taking out every single enemy around you, perfection. So you can imagine taking either part of Gorilla Drilla, mixing it with a character you already love, and it just gives you a whole new reason to adore them. Personally, I love using Gorilla Stone. Having the drill punches mixed with his stony spin is a great combo, and you can easily mix him into your favorite Skylander. Just give him the chance.
The master of mystery.
And here they are, the entire reason this list exists, besides for Tide Pool. Mystic Cat is one of the most criminally underrated Skylanders of all time. Mystic Cat is one of those Skylanders I was very excited to try during Honesty Half Hour because I knew that I would take this Skylander and show everyone how fantastic they are. However, the closed-minded people came out of the woodwork and told me Mystic Cat is boring and unreliable and every kind of excuse in the book to avoid how unbelievably fun Mystic Cat is. Making a clone of Mystic Cat and making it do the exact same moves you were just doing does massive damage to every enemy around you, clearing out the entire arena mode super easily and making your ascent to chaos so much easier. Open your mind, put Mystic Cat on the portal, and hop into the arena battle and see just how amazing this Skylander is and end your second chance journey on the best positive note ever. And there we go. That is 15 Skylanders you need to retry. They deserve to have a second chance. Of course, Typool is the one I talk about literally all the time. Everyone deserves to play as Typool and give her another try because for some reason she was thrown to the side when the game first came out. But there's so many Skylanders out there that deserve a second chance. And that was one of the things I loved about Odyssey Half Hour was I gave literally every single Skylander you see here behind me a second chance. And of course, promoting them to give them, exactly what they need. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have a Skylander that deserves a second chance, let me know in the comments below. That could be for me or anyone in general. A Skylander that you think is overshadowed versus other ones or ones people never really give a chance to. I know Scorp would be an option for this list too, but he just cracked it out because a lot of people know how fun Scorp is. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all very soon for another awesome video. Y'all mean the world to me. Don't ever forget it. But as always, I bid you farewell.